This one is called Go Ahead, America. Go ahead, General. Push the button. Launch your missiles. Scorch the earth. Serve your Holy Father well. But notice, there's no kamikaze wind, no God to show his face from a distant peak. Isn't it strange that God needs you to launch the missiles? Go ahead, gunner. Acquire the target. Send a high explosive round into the city. Collateral damage, no matter when it's you or them. But notice there's no lightning bolt, no hand of God miraculously revealed. Your God needs your gun to do the killing. Go ahead, soldier, take aim. You can trust your God to know his own when your rifle is inscribed with a holy verse. But notice there's no flood or firestorm to vanquish the iniquitous. Your God needs your finger on the trigger. Go ahead, America. Drag your God into your holy war and win for him this barren rock and a slice of starry night. But notice the unseen forces and look to those who invoke the prophets of God while they amass the prophets of war.
Nice.
Ask not why. Ask not why your God went to war, why legions of angels, powers, and principalities vie for the damned, nor look for a whirlwind, nor lightning hurled from an omnipotent hand to vanquish your God's earthly foes. Ask not why. This is for God to know. Ask not why your God battles for a swirling ball of hardening rock when he owns all of eternity. Ask not why he demands fealty in a universe that he commands. The war is not for a parcel of land. The battle is for your soul. Ask not why your wrathful God rages through the mouths of the angry sages and vengeful men when the outcome of his holy war is foreordained. You need only to understand that with your finger on the trigger, the power of God rests in your hand. All right, I'll do a prose poem that I wrote about a year ago, and then my percolation piece that I wrote a few minutes ago. Okay? Naming the statue. The poet points to the path and the artist paints a picture, but they only give a glimpse beyond the veil, a glimmer of what might be, just the faintest hint of what lies waiting in the darkness of the deepest, most impenetrable mystery. If there's one thing you ought to remember, it is simply that you must respect the mystery. Don't take the easy way when some polyester prophet struts across the podium in front of a venerable mystery and carves reality into a little statue and names it Bill. Because here's the truth of the matter. You can carve reality into a statue. There's no, when you carve reality into a statue, there's no mystery left, nothing to venerate. You can pray to that statue and offer it money, and swing it in your hands like a club, bashing the brains out of anyone who disagrees with you about anything. But in the end, it's not a mystery that you hold in your hand, only a statue named Bill, who demands his own kind of obeisance, a kind of zealousness that allows no room for thought and makes you deny the logic of your mind and the evidence of your senses, while you quiver somewhere between fear and jubilation, smug in your own self-assurance that the universe begins and ends with a statue named Bill. And never mind that there's a guy on the other side of the river swinging a statue named Sam with even more vigor than you. Of course, you know that Sam is just a statue, as any fool with eyes can see. You won't fawn over some other man's self-portrait. And suddenly you realize that you've been on a drunken binge as you find yourself staring into the reflection in the mirror in a bathroom of a cheap motel, and your head is splitting like Zeus giving birth to Athena, and you remember that you paid with a credit card when you rented that motel room where you screwed those hookers, so it really shouldn't be a mystery when the bill comes due. Indeed, no mystery at all. All right. Gee, I didn't realize I was going to have a younger audience here when I started.
Bad timing.
Bad timing, okay. The percolation poem for tonight. Compassion flowed from the wounds of a dying God, until the gods of war wrung sacrificial blood from his twisted bones, and they dipped their brushes into that sacrificial blood to paint an ever-shifting picture of redefined borders, shifting alliances, unrelieved miseries, constant horrors, and pointless death. Splashes of red, white, and blue on an unraveling tapestry of lies where the promise of victory always hangs just out of reach.
Wow.